Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we are going to talk about John Wick 4, and we're going to talk about theology. Spoiler warning, there are spoilers for John Wick 4 in this content. Let's go! Alright, so at the end of John Wick 4, we're with John Wick, we're with Winston, and we're with Kane. And John Wick has just completed has completed an honorable duel according to the old ways of the table, and he has killed the Marquis. He has killed de Gramont. All right, the Marquis de Gramont, and this was the man who was given power and influence to manage the John Wick problem. Right. And of course, he's failed, and John Wick has killed the Marquis de Gramont. And also, John Wick has dealt a devastating blow that will change the table forever. John Wick is no longer a problem. The concept that Marquis de Gramont talked about earlier is now fully manifested. There isn't a John Wick problem for the table. There is the idea of John Wick. The idea that the table takes orders from the strongest who live below it. Right? So John Wick lived under the table. He had been made powerful by the table, but the thing is, the flow of power from the table was, we say you do, right? And John Wick changes that, and he's like, no, I do, you change, right? And so John Wick has accomplished this incredible thing, right? But now he is riddled with bullets from Kane. Kane's put 3 distinct bullets into him, and so Kane has put John at death's door. He hasn't walked through yet, right? So at this point, like in the last half an hour of time for John Wick, he has been hit by 2 cars. He has been shot many times with his Kevlar suit, but he's taken those impacts. He's fallen down 220 stairs of 220 stairs of stone, right? He has been stabbed in the hand, in his good shooting hand, by Kane. He's endured dragon's breath. Dragon's breath ammunition, right? And at this point, finally, he has had this duel, this honorable duel, under the old ways of the table, and he has killed Marquis de Gramont. And he's there with Kane, and actually he dismisses himself from Kane, and Winston comes up, and John Wick says something powerful. He says to Winston, will he take me home? And it's this beautiful question, right? And it's a theological question. So before the start of John Wick 4, the body count on John Wick 1, 2, and 3 are 280 bodies, right? John Wick has sent 280 other contract killers to their resting place. He has made them meet their maker. He's like, I'm going to send you I'm going to send you to the afterlife, right? And so at this point, I can tell you right now, there's definitely 20 bodies in John Wick 4. So John Wick is a man who has taken 300 lives, right? And he says to Winston, will he take me home? And this is a deep, profound theological question, because it opens up other questions for us. Is he asking Winston, will God bring me to heaven? Or is he asking Winston, will God bring me to hell? Where is John Wick's home, right? Is it heaven or is it hell, right? One, his killing of the Marquis de Gramont is a justified killing, like 100%, right? Like it's a righteous killing, right? Like, the Marquis de Gramont is specifically put into the movie to have a villain who unquestionably needs killing, right? And so is one justify killing enough to bring him to heaven? That's his question, right? That may be his question. Or is he saying, my correct place is hell, but I'm a reaper, and hell is already filled with reapers. Is there room for another reaper in hell? Right? And so there's this deep, profound theological question from John Wick, right? And what I'm here to tell you right now is John Wick 4 has to be witnessed by every dungeon master. You got to wait until you're 18 if you're below 18. It is rated R film. But the reason why is it's the best possible path to understand Dungeons and Dragons. So as we strive to understand Dungeons and Dragons, through the mist, Dungeons and Dragons comes and it reveals itself to us, right? And what is Dungeons and Dragons? It is, we know it now. I think we're finally honing in on the final picture, the final answer of what is Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons is a bridge to identity. It gives every Dungeon Master and every Dungeons and Dragons player a relationship to identity that no other humans have. It gives us a relationship to narrative that no other human has. It gives us a relationship to language that no other human has. It demands we never stop growing, challenging ourselves, changing, and we never, ever, ever stop learning. It was Gary Gygax's cry to the sky in 1974. He said, I set into place the Dungeon Master. If you sit in the seat, you will never stop learning. And because you never stop learning, you will never, ever stop growing, changing, or challenging yourself. It was a secular demand that you go beyond your mere humanity and progress to something different and better and more. Right? And if you take up the Dungeon Master seat, Dungeons and Dragons screws into your soul STAP, STPP. It says you must master science, theology, politics, and philosophy, right? And this theological question at the heart of the entire John Wick series, right? Will he take me home? Is in every single Dungeons and Dragons campaign and in every single real Dungeons and Dragons session. It's saying the alignment is there, so you will look at the state of your very soul every single week. Am I good? Am I neutral? Am I evil? Where is my home? Is it in heaven or is it in hell? Can I be received in heaven? Can I be received in hell? I think John Wick is a man who did not know if he could be received in heaven or hell. He knew with taking 300 lives that he couldn't, that there's a good chance he could never go to heaven. He is such a dangerous reaper that it's possible he cannot be received in hell because he will be more dangerous than any creature they have there, right? And Satan's like, oh, I can take everybody, but I can't take John Wick, right? He's an unkillable, thing, right? I cannot have him here. We make hell too dark, right? And it's incredible. It is such an incredible. And John Wick 4 is an exploration of theology, right? Philosophy, politics, science, right? It is high art. And we are blessed by Gary to be about the business of high art. And we are never freed from going deeper into science, theology, politics, and philosophy. If you're a dungeon master, you must see this film. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.